Today's going to be a huge one. We have the potential to be in 3 cup finals, and we've just signed a Ballon d'Or winner. One defeat in the league. The next team we play in the, not the Carabao, the FA Cup is going to be Bradford. Then we've got Frankfurt over 2 legs. The Premier League games as well. Apart from Chelsea, no one huge here. With the gap being enormous now. 7 points with 8 games remaining. 1 defeat in this Manchester United team. Dembele's got to get back into the squad. The 90 rated man now will start. And this is sensational. Yes, we've got injuries to Lenny Yoro and Tino Livramento. But maybe Duggan gets into the squad. I saw some comments about this man. Definitely not growing the same as Hogan is. But let's just jump straight into today, shall we? I'm desperate to win this game as we've got 13 days. I'm just going to send Lee Kang in home before Bradford, which I hope we win. Newcastle just won the Carabao. There's the graphic for them. Congratulations. Beating Arsenal. Hertzler now in charge of Chelsea. And Guardiola in charge of Nottingham Forest. This is mental. Haven't checked many of these changes. I'm going to throw Kang in with a call to play against Bradford City, who put up a fight, but we beat them 4-3. Hogan on the score sheet, and Bruno actually suspended, so Kang will come in a 3-0 win over Frankfurt. Do I feel confident enough to now actually sim the second leg? We've got Manchester City in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, with Liverpool 4 points behind. They have played a game extra. Keeping my eye out on their results as we beat Nottingham Forest. A gigantic win, and it is 5-0 on aggregate against Frankfurt with the simulations, as he really needs a day off. Does Bruno Fernandes, who's been suspended? So he has had some time off. I don't like him asking. I'm actually going to deny the leave unless it is... Well, he does say it's a family issue. Do I fall out with him? This is an important time in the season, and he's paid a lot. In any other save, I don't do that, as we beat Newcastle 4-2. Kobe Mainu, though, with an injury. He's going to be out for 3 months. Oh dear, and Bruno. Very unhappy. He's gone down a rating. 87 in cam now. Is this the time we actually see Lee Kang in take over, or even Jack Hogan? He's gone +6 in this one season. That is phenomenal. And submitted a transfer request, weirdly. If we win our game in hand, we are 10 points clear, so our game in hand doesn't actually win it. Newcastle in the Europa League as well in the semi-finals. And Bruno still finding ways to actually keep himself out the team. As we're very stretched now, Belaber's in. Livramento returns, but some players aren't really sharp for this game. Bruno gets us the win, however, giving us a nice points gap. And do I simulate Manchester City? I know it's a lot of simulating going on, but I do want to try and win the Europa League more than the FA Cup. The FA Cup puts you in the Europa League. The Europa League puts you in the Champions League. So yeah, I'm actually going to sim it. We're changing our squad up a little bit. It is Belaber, Mainu's replacement, putting us in the final of the FA Cup as a draw, and Anthony Gordon missed a penalty in the first round, but everything still to play for in the second after a draw. Still 0 involvement from Bruno Fernandes in this game. We want to be in 3 finals. We're already in 1. And I say 3, there's only 2. I keep saying the Premier League's like a final, but if we do win the next game in the Prem, which is Chelsea, we'll win the league, and I feel confident, but this game is all up in the air. A chance to go to a Europe Continental final after last season's disappointment, not even getting out the group, or now the league phase of the Champions League with Ousmane, Mateus Cunha. Ousmane Dembele's got that boost away. He tries to pass it back in to Mateus Cunha ahead of Hogan, who stupidly wants to leave the club. I'm not going to allow him to. Patrick Dorgu, a brilliant ball across to him. Brilliant cross in. And Buemo, up your game, please, mate. That's a terrible back pass straight onto Anthony Gordon. And Voltemada away to Harvey Barnes. Patrick Dorgu, come across, please. He is not helping out his teammates. Looks a bit open here. It's Old Trafford. We should hold an advantage, but these have been good against us here. A 0-0 this season, and Jacob Ramsey last season 2-0 with Livramento back in the squad. Missed half a year of football, but he's now back up to scratch due to them simulations. Bruno Guimaraes has been brilliant for us. As Tino Livramento, he cuts inside onto his foot, and Burmo, he likes to hit ones like this in real life. As Voltemada, Tino Livramento shrugged off of his ex-teammate. Really bland first half. It is really a game meant for penos, as I've just seen literally 10 minutes ago on X. Kieran Trippier is leaving Newcastle United, and it's just said he is retiring in this game. He took over Livramento, but still we've got to be fully focused ourselves. Livramento himself cutting inside. Lee Kang in. If we can stop extra time or penalties, that would be brilliant. It's a one-goal winner, I sense, this game. Dembele into Lee Kang in towards Dembele. As Diamande stomping forward Agate. That's the tackling we didn't get from him in the first season, as that's running through Belabor. The battle of the midfields now, oh my days, swinging like a pendulum. Again, another interception. No one wants to let one another attack as Ousmane Dembele just show some of that Champions League quality, please. As Dorgu running inwards. That's a brilliant ball. Lee Kang in. He is our biggest goal threat, especially with Kobe out, as that's your man, Toby Collier. Brilliant tackle. He's got the socks really up. Very high on his legs, ready to get stuck in as Matheus Cunha into Lee Kang in. The PSG link-up could work here. Dembele through the middle. If he reaches this ball, it's a header. It's a handball. Controversy at Old Trafford. Dembele, I think he's bought it. Newcastle will be horrified as the penalty usually goes to Ousmane. This time to Lee Kang in. It is in. It's 1-0 to Manchester United with 10 minutes to go. Brilliant from our ex-PSG link-up. That should be us potentially winning and reaching a final, as it is. The whistle didn't take long. We just held out, and finally a win for the Borough man Carrick and ex-Newcastle man Carrick to get his team into a final against Nice, which shouldn't be allowed because that's obviously a ownership clash. With Arsenal, we've got to play today, but we've also got to play Chelsea. I want to win the league. Yes, it's away from home, and yes, I'm playing the same team. We can have a rest midweek as Fabio Herzler's not got the best out of this Chelsea side. These sit in 11th, and I think this might be the end of the home kit today. I'm going to try and play the finales in the away kit because that hasn't been used as much, and the alternate. Want to give it some love as Lee Kang in, trying to feed Dembele again. If he could handle the ball, Trevor Chalobah or even Estevao or anybody, that would be a huge favour. As look at that ball from Matheus Cunha. Look at the space. Chelsea's defence is everywhere. 32 minutes on the clock, and Umbermo might have Man United winning the league with the easiest slice through you'll ever see. Like a knife through butter, our number 19 left alone. And it's not like Chelsea are bad attacking-wise. Their defence is non-existent. Matheus Cunha, he hits Umbermo early. Goalkeeper, I thought, would commit more. Has that been too cheeky? Has Umbermo just cost us the league early? As Ousmane Dembele, he feeds his winger, Cunha. If he can cut inside, Matheus Cunha into Brian Umbermo this time. He turned out very late. Badashiel, embarrassing. With one defeat all season to Ipswich Town, Man United should be doing it. And now changes happen. We've got Hogan, Šeško and Bruno on. Controversially with the captaincy, because if we do win this trophy and it actually shows us the trophy lift, I think it should be him lifting it. I don't think we'd get it, however, because we're away from home. But we would definitely win the title if we win this anyway. Šeško onto Bruno. These two played really well earlier on in the season. Maybe Bruno a bit more than Benjamin Šeško. But Umbermo! Here goes Hogan. Hogan has the ball to Umbermo. Ball to Bruno. Hogan, he's running himself. Harry goes through. And he goes through. I know his name isn't Harry, as Bruno tries to find a man on the edge of the box. Might just be 2-0 here. And just like that, it is. Manchester United, thanks to Brian Mbeumo, have won the Premier League. And we're not going to get the lift, but we know we have lifted it. Get in there, as what a managerial appointment that is. Reggie Labrie to Newcastle. What is going on there? I think when we did actually play Newcastle ourselves, we did play against the standing manager. He didn't have a face scan or anything. As there you go, we're definitely winning the league. Meaning I'm not bothered at all to play the reserves. I'm going to go more reserve to this. Hopefully many of our first teamers don't get on the field. As there we are, hammering. Defeated. Collier with a goal. Despite a 4-1 scoreline, I'm very happy that one of our OG youngsters has got it. But here we are, making a statement, and I would have liked to make a statement, maybe controversially, out of Bruno refusing to play, but he captains the squad. For this first final, the FA Cup one, I think I'm going stronger in this than the Europa League, because I do want to win English trophies, and if you didn't know me on this channel, and the main channel, my favourite competition is the FA Cup, so I'd rather win this than the Europa League personally. Hogan will play in that. Maybe Toby Collier. But yeah, we've got a trophy to win right now. And Patrick Dorgu tries to go back post. I thought that might have hit a hand. Bruno, has he got a point to prove? Going for the early one right there to try and score a finesse as Bruno G. Through that gap. Find Brian and Burmo. Hot on form in front of goal. It falls to Bruno again. At least we're parking Arsenal back. That's a brilliant ball. Miguel Gutierrez, good in the air. I feel for Kobe Mainu not involved, but it's a good job we bought the labour here, ain't it? And Burmo tries to turn out, tries to get a pass onto Trossard. Now Miguel Merino. Again, I don't want it to go all the way to penalties. If we get a penalty like the Newcastle game, or some Fergie time goals, that would be brilliant. Patrick Dorgu's got no competition at left back, so he passes away straight through, and they should have scored. Firstly in this finale, as I tell you what, we're not comfortable. Don't forget as well, our team's fully rested because we could afford to rest them against Everton. I don't believe any of these first teamers featured a minute, maybe a few minutes off the bench, but that would have been after the 60th. And that's fitness as Dembele, he fits through the gap and Ousmane Dembele, he scores for Manchester United. Early we've caught them on the hot. In the second half, his first FA Cup goal, and it could be a title-winning one. In front of the Arsenal fans as well, he cuts inside in this amazing away kit. We could be lifting a trophy. Second half team, that's what we are. As Martin Odegaard into Merino. Now we've got to make sure they don't get forward as quickly as possible. Trossard into Mikel Merino. Again, Leandro Trossard is cut away. That is brilliant footwork. And we might be going to extra time, which I didn't want with the Europa League up next. And here goes extra time. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. Havertz again, shove them back. Do not let Arsenal through here. Zubimendi come a little bit out of his way as Diamandi to try and get on that. Why is Dorgu not marking his man all in this fixture? Zubimendi coming across to try and block off a passing lane. That's a brilliant ball over. Livramento actually struggled with it, and we're struggling to get this away. Kai Havertz, Merino, Gyökeres, goal. This is not like the Arsenal that just faced Manchester City in real life, is it? Chasing the game, chasing the second half. And in these, you don't really get a lot of moments. Come on, we've got to get away with the ball here, Bruno Guimaraes. Game's done. Game's done. Arsenal win the FA Cup. I don't even want to see them lift it. It was a comeback. I thought Dembele had won it. An ex-Ballon d'Or player scores a goal. And that beautiful, beautiful kit won't see a trophy. Oh dear, I wanted to see the lift. But hey, we've got to focus. 2 out of 3 wouldn't be bad, or 2 out of 4. Win this Europa League as it is up next in 3 days. I thought we had a rest period, but we don't. We've got the Claret clubs after that, which I don't care about. And off the back of, well, at least they're not too tired, but after the back of extra time, the players might be fatigued in their brains. Gonna take Martinez out. And Lenny Yoro is in, as this kit is nice. Speaking of nice, the team we have got to beat. I don't recognise any of these names right here. Nor the stadium as we win the ball. Bruno is back out of this side. Patrick Dorgu only just in over Carmona. I think maybe next season we do go and get another left back. Dorgu's been okay, but not a starter. Hogan, let's get going. Come on, we need a trophy. If we bottle 2, that might actually ruin momentum for next season. Or ruin, if I can speak, as that 8 minutes in from him, Hogan. Why are we not getting to see celebration? Scores the goal of the save. Edge of the box, is outside the box or just in off the post. 1-0 immediately against this Nice team. But we know what just happened against Arsenal, and I don't care. We're better than Arsenal squad-wise, and we still lost to them. So can't say anything about this Nice team. Badawi, I know him. Luche, I've never heard of him though. Getting the ball away here. Lee Kang in onto Ousmane Dembele. Of course he had to start. Experienced against Nice. He cuts inside. What a save that is by Diouf. Okay, and still at half-time, Nice are keeping themselves in the game. They've made changes. As an hour in now, we are still yet to make a change ourselves. Do we put Bruno on? Or just let Guimaraes lift the trophy? Here goes Lee Kang in. Another goal here is crucial. We need one very quickly before our players tire. Bruno Guimaraes in towards Dorgu. Baleba winning the ball back straight onto Ahmad. Lee Kang in and Hogan is kind of free. Dembele with the acrobatics to get the ball across. He put it wide of the mark though, and we just saw out 8 added minutes. It's the goal from the youngster Jack Hogan. To see Manchester United get their hands on the Europa League and Bruno not lifting it could be psychological. Is it the end of Bruno Fernandes? I don't know, but we'll celebrate right now with Guimaraes lifting the trophy. Hopefully all forgiven after our bad form last season. We beat Burnley. With that reserve team, then with the main team, we do beat West Ham. Fernandes played for 2 minutes, and maybe we have seen the end of him. He hasn't submitted a transfer request. He's done it before, though. We know he can actually do that. Maciel Dutra Montanto, I can never say his name first time, and Shea Lacey doing well out on loan. Maybe Shea Lacey's back in the squad. As now it's for the season roundup, and Buemo the most important, and Dembele outscored Šeško in 23 games, showing how vital he was. Same as Jack Hogan, 9 goals from a 76 rated player, 88 points, only 2 defeats all year in the Premier League for Man United, and we know how most cups finished. I already spoke on Newcastle United winning the Carabao at the start of the episode. Conference League went to Como. I'm surprised they're not in the Champions League, which, speaking of, we want to win next year. I don't want to make any mistakes like last season. We've got Crystal Palace just losing to Bayern. Congratulations to them going far, but it is Bayern versus Paris. We want to be one of them teams. Europa League was ours, and we also want a top scorer on our list for next year. And maybe we sign a new assist maker. I have looked at Pedro Goncalves before.